Now in this part 3, let's see the morphology of asthma. So first of all, gross morphology. So by the naked eye, airway, particularly bronchi and bronchioles, will be occluded by thick viscous mucus. It will be occluded by thick viscous mucus. So the mucus induced obstruction is present. And if the patient has, if the patient is having severe degree of asthma, that is status asthmaticus, then patient can die. And if you do the autopsy of such patient, then it will show a overinflated lung due to distension, and there will be small area of atelectasis or collapse as well. Overinflated lung and small area of collapse can be seen. So that is about the gross morphology of asthma. Now if you do the biopsy, then microscopically following changes are the seen. The first one is, mucus plug is seen. Then sometimes desquamated epithelial cell, columnar epithelial cell can also be present, and there is a inflammation by eosinophil. So all these three, mucus plug, desquamated epithelial cell and eosinophil, will form a spiral shape cast in the airway. Spiral mucus plug containing epithelial cell and eosinophil is known by the name Kirschmann spiral, that can be seen in the sputum, right? It's a most important MCQ. Sometime it can be found in sputum. If you do the sputum microscopy, then it can be seen. All right. All right, that's the most important MCQ. Now, in the asthma, bronchi and the bronchioles are infiltrated by eosinophil. Eosinophil inflammation is present. So, I want to share that asthma is a inflammatory disorder. Inflammation is positive, right? And sometimes this eosinophil lysophospholipase binding protein, eosinophil lysophospholipase binding protein is known by the name galactine 10. This eosinophilic binding protein galactine 10 can form a crystalloid. Crystalloid form can be seen in the sputum sometime because of galactine 10, and this crystal is known by the name Charcot-Leyden crystal, which is a eosinophilic red colored, right? So Charcot-Leyden crystal can be seen in the sputum as well in the microscopy. And as this is inflammation, the edema and congestion of airway is obviously present because it is an inflammatory disorder. You know the signs of inflammation, right? So edema and congestion is present. All right. Now, what do you mean by airway remodeling, which is a most important aspect of microscopy of asthma? So airway remodeling is due to repeated inflammation of asthma, right? It is because of repeated attack of asthma. So you will have repeated asthma, repeated inflammation, right? So repeated attack of asthma will lead to repeated bouts of inflammation, and so ultimately there will be structural changes in the bronchus. Ultimately there will be structural change occur in the bronchial wall, which is known by the name airway remodeling. That is because of repeated inflammation of bronchial tree. So because of repeated inflammation, there will be structural change in bronchial wall, which is known by the name airway remodeling. There are 4 features of such airway remodeling, right? So let's see 4 feature one by one. The one main feature of airway remodeling: increase in the size and number of submucosal gland. Second, there will be hypertrophy and hyperplasia of bronchial wall smooth muscle. There will be hypertrophy means increased size, and hyperplasia means increased number of bronchial wall smooth muscles, and that's why there is a bronchoconstriction. The third important feature is increased vascular permeability. So there will be increased vascularity as well. Fourth one is, as it is inflammation, there will be ultimately fibrosis and the thickening of basement membrane. All right. Now let's see the diagnosis of asthma. So first of all, for the confirmation, you can do a spirometry, which is a pulmonary function test. If you do the CBC, then eosinophil will be increased, right? Then chest X-ray can be done. Sputum examination can be helpful sometime in the diagnosis. Some crystals can be seen in that. All right. Clinical history is very important for the diagnosis of asthma. And finally, allergic testing is helpful to diagnose type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. Now let's see the sputum finding in case of an asthma. If you do the microscopy of sputum in the asthma patient, then it is a thick sputum with yellow color. There will be increased eosinophil in the sputum. If you do the microscopy, then sometime three characteristic findings can be seen. The first one is charcoladine crystal. That crystal is very important. If it is seen, it's a very diagnostic. It's a long narrow six-sided pyramid. It's a long narrow six-sided pyramid, and it is seen in particularly allergic asthma, atopic type of asthma. All right. Second, sometime Crushman spiral can be seen. It's a corkscrew sap. It's a condensed mucus. So that spiral can be seen, in the asthma. All right. Now, third important microscopic finding is, in the sometime in the asthma, Crayola body can be seen. So what do you mean by Crayola body? So friends, it's a columnar epithelial cell group, which shed from the bronchus, and these shaded columnar epithelial cells will form a compact cluster. They will form a compact cluster after shading. So that columnar epithelial cell group is known by the name Crayola body. All right. Now let's see which genetic association is seen with the asthma. Genetic association has been researched in a depth. So the first genetic association we have discussed in the etiology section is chromosome 5, long arm of chromosome number 5. The susceptible locus is present on that. Second one is interleukin 13 gene polymorphism is associated with asthma. All right. Third is HLA class 2 molecule is also associated with type 1 hypersensitivity as it regulates IgE synthesis. The fourth genetic association is polymorphism in the ADAM33 gene. Polymorphism in ADAM33 gene. This particular gene is matrix metalloproteinase. It's a matrix metalloproteinase, and it will increase the smooth muscle and fibroblast proliferation. The fifth one is interleukin 4 receptor, which can be associated with asthma. All right. Now let's see one. And one important question is that interleukin 13 gene polymorphism is having the strongest association and consistently seen in the asthma. So the strongest and consistent association with asthma is of interleukin 13 gene polymorphism. So that's an important MCQ. It's the most important genetic association, chromosome 5q and interleukin 13 gene polymorphism. Now one golden point. It can be asked in the MCQ sometime. There is an increased YKL40 in the serum as well as in the lung. So there is an increased YKL40 serum level and in the lung. And that YLK40, elevation of YKL40 is correlated with disease severity. It's correlated with disease severity. then it's associated with airway remodeling, and it's associated with decreased pulmonary function as well. So if you have increased expression of YKL40, it is associated with airway remodeling and decrease in the pulmonary function. All right. So that's all about the asthma morphology. Thank you very much and see you soon in the next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.